Well, we're having a handy dandy Mars Pluto touch. First time since Pluto has been in Aquarius that Mars would do an angle to Pluto, and it's not a rough angle, but any angle with Mars and Pluto is going to touch off just the themes of Mars and Pluto, and they're both malefic planets and coming together. So, but like I said, now it's not as bad. It's a sextile. So, but what's going to come on is I know because where Mars is in people. Now you have to watch out. Well, it's happening now. You can probably tell. I'm not going to put this video up until it's actually happening. Let me see when it happens here. And I'm just worried about myself because I'm Mars ruled, and then there's the Aries rising, and the key is you have to catch up to them. You have to catch up. You have to catch up to the Aries, and give them a glass of water as they look, and they'll probably slow down and say, okay, okay, yeah, no, because they're probably either they're running from zombies or they're trying to break their own record or something, and you have nothing to do with it, but you admire them, and if you do, send them a new pair of shoes, maybe, but good luck, when Mars goes into Aries, the whole human organism is going to have this amazing fire lit under its ass, and it's really, really good, and it's really, really bad. It depends on, now, did you hear lately that there's only two types of people to find on this planet? Some are awakened, and they're kind of aware, they do self-reflection. See, that would be important. Otherwise, this is going to be nothing but triggering for people who are like, they are thinking that other people are to blame and stuff like this. It's like, no, you got to get away from all those kinds of people, you know what I mean? But anyway, on the road to enlightenment here, inching down the road, we're not going to be going backwards, babes. We're just keep moving forward. And if things aren't working one way, hey, it's not our fault that you don't pay attention. We don't keep doing a yo-yo scene, that's for sure. Trying to do what, where. I mean, when something doesn't keep working, see, this is the thing is like, okay, so with Mars hitting Neptune right now, it's going to be 3 degrees off a few days here. Boy, that's irritating when I do this with my eyes. But what I mean is after the 29th, okay, so this is supposed to be when I put the video on. Happy May, by the way. I'm actually making it on the 29th, which is good to make a video that says, no, today, I'll put it on Saturday, the 4th. Woo! It's a first little kiss with Mars and Pluto. It says, "Hey, how you doing over there?" And Pluto has just now gone backwards. Just 3 days ago well, 2 days ago on the 2nd, which means that that's a huge thing, and it hasn't happened yet. So watch your bodies. The um, progress that you've made. Like where I'm at now, I know I'm moving forward. I'm like, dang, man, this feels great. But see, now what's going to happen is that Pluto is going to go backwards. And it's going to go backwards until it goes back into 29 Capricorn. Can you fucking believe that? I'm fine with it because it gets closer to my Venus. And I've actually been highly productive with it. But it's really unfortunate that, I don't know, the collective and things have changed. I wasn't able to stay afloat. I sunk under. Um, a lot of well, it's not, see, I am humanity, by the way. I am humanity. That's SOS, please. Save our IQ levels. Save our IQ. Like all the stuff we would do with our hands and we would think would be valuable, like say good service and a smile and keep it in the community and let's go door to door, kind of left kind of a thing. But I was actually thinking, see, what I'm going to do, I probably talked about this. Am I talking about anything you want to talk about? Maybe not. Yes, to are. No, the Aries are going to rise up. See, that's the good side of us. It's like, no, you just get yourself out there and be positive. See, but who's gonna and really be shine so fucking bright? We're gonna be able to shine really bright, much brighter than we have before. Who's we? Christ, come on! Aren't you? Who are you in the movie? No, no. Hey man, there's way more than enough here. I'm gonna just set the eggs out on some ice and say free eggs. Put a sign up. You know how to discern. I mean, be sure to discern on your own. Figure it out. It blows my mind that there's so many, like the courthouses that are there. That it's like people that can't work out their own intelligence and get along. They go over there and they act like they're gonna do it. So weird that they would have me want to do jury duty on a case that I never witnessed. What is that? You want to witness the case? What case? By the time you get that fucking thing in that building and everybody's dressed up and dragging their papers around and shit, you're a bunch of dead people thinking that that's real. That's really the living dead system in there. And that's why they say, all rise. And really, they're supposed to be wearing black. They think you're dead. They know you are. It's a joke. The joke's on you. You people are in the same boat. And when we say the same boat, we're talking about the financial boat. The financial system. Nobody has anybody's own money. No, that's just one money system that you're dabbling with and killing each other over with. Just one. Somebody else owns you playing that game. I'm real. I'm in the West, California. I told you who I was and how I wind up here, and really how I know I went I'm here. It's not really because my great grandparents had ego and they were trying to stay as like in power or something, of being powerful. I don't know. They knew what caused the depression in the 20s, 1920s, which we have yet to see. I mean, let's check it out. When did the depression happen? I mean, it started in the 20s, right? But you have a really bad famine or something that happened. I don't know. Really, I wasn't alive then, but might not have happened. I don't know. 26, 25, 26. I don't know. They knew that was man-made. My grandma used to say, and this was way back in the at the turn of the century, 1900s, 1880s. She would say, "Oh, one day we're gonna see." Well, it's really in the 20s. She would say this, right? Because my grandma heard her say this. Okay, but she's living in that time. She knew what was happening. Um, Fresh as a daisy, right? They know that things are being pushed around, always changed by something, and trying to play the money game. Really, it's a fight for your life. You're being really creative, like my great grandpa and her. Really creative, super duper creative. He invented stuff. I mean, there's an article that says thank you for giving these patents away to us because I mean it was well offness was happening. They were well off because of the creation. He just kept making better things around us and built this house and had the land that they sold off. It's kind of just so sad. It should not happen. I agree. I could, I would do well on just 30 acres, and I would sit in the middle of the 30 acres and just, you know what I mean? Thank God, It's so noisy. And I would love to have a thickened shelter that is just like a mute when you get out. I want something that's equal to an isolation tank that you can't hear anything, not even a storm outside. And you can make structures like that. But anyway, with Mars, see, I would love for this to fall on some ears. The truth is I could sell this place and build a little something like that on a plot of land that might be that big, do you have enough money to match that we can go in and let's start maybe a business? I have one idea I tried to tell you guys on here, and I sound like an idiot saying, "Yeah, you do it," right? That's an Aquarius moon. I'm doing a method of advertising that is not so popular, I guess. It's 35 years ahead of my time. Getting back to, just kidding. Thank God the camera puts 10 pounds on you. I'm actually a fucking twig. So, Mars, with Pluto going back away from, oh my God, please take care of yourselves. There's people living obliviously. And I just hope something else happens so that they stop fucking with other people who don't live obliviously because they're getting irritating. You need more stress. Somehow you afforded not to pay attention enough to where you can't conduct a decent human association. Now, how bad is it going to get when we really need people to be coherent and getting together and saying, no, I understand. We need each other. We really do need each other. Reciprocation, man. You know, and that's where I'm at here. I'm like, okay, so how do you really need me? Um, I'm about to almost, and I think it's just wait a little longer. Who cares about your taxes? Who cares about any of that? Forget about money because it might collapse. You want to figure out how to live creatively. I know. See, that's the thing. My great grandpa and grandma, we ended up next to a waterway that usually has trouts in it. And it was up to just 2 years ago or three that there were trouts in it. Three for sure. My friend was showing me a trout that was this big in that creek, and babe, that's nourishment. Let alone that really, I mean, these mountains will take care of you in many different ways. And that's why we came up here. We didn't come up here to poison it and then try to eat the fucking trouts. So stupid. There's this like safety committee up here. It's like, you people, if you're not camping out, if you don't know how to camp out and be survivalists and know that it's like, come on, life isn't safe. What do you guys, eh, a safety committee for what? What, in case what? If there's a fire burning, you know what you do? You run towards it. Run towards it, get behind it. Wherever it's burned, it's done. But somehow, that's the way you do it. Don't be stupid. Get around it. That's just, who knows? Who knows? I don't think that the Indians, anybody living on the land, in harmony with the land, has a big burn that messes people up so bad. That's why they can get around it. It's like, what happened? You didn't clear that part out? You're not hiking out in the wilderness? See, this is the thing. Is the people living around me and that have packed up? See, I'm speaking for my grandma and my grandpa now. It's like, you guys didn't even ever walk the trails, do you? You don't even know that there was a fishing game trail going along the creek and we have an easement for them. And you just butted them out on this side, but they go on this side, but I still have a little opening and whatever. I have a balcony. I call it a balcony. I have a little fence, but then there's a balcony of, if it's still my land, and there's a property line, but it's wilderness and it's the trail, and there's even a place like a hammock, like kind of like beautiful quiet bush to hang out in. And there's the creek, and it's not looking so sick with the right on the property line. Just put that big fence up, and I still want to do the project of. That's the thing is people aren't listening. It's falling on deaf ears. All I want to do right now, if you think I want to do something, I want to use my legs to do something. I've already hiked these trails. Let's go for a hike, whatever. These people are hiking on the trails around here. They know nothing about it. And it's like, oh, you're not up here for that? Okay, so we have to watch you because you're liable to be a pollutant. Yeah, because you're not taking care of it. And you don't care about the people who like it here. You can tell. You can tell that, okay, so we heard that somebody fucking moved up here. They bought a house next door to somebody. Next door to Eric. I don't know Eric, but he told me on the Facebook. He said, "Yeah, no, some people bought the house next door, and they cut down every single tree, and then they paved it." That it's just uh, babes, the pavement. I don't care if you cover it up with anything else, but that paved stuff, if it's that shitty pavement that they doctored up for us to have and inhale and kill us with, the more of that that you spread around here, the more or less the air is fresh, and also heat. You create so much heat coming off of that. You can fry a fucking egg. You do not live up in where it's cooler all the time. No, it gets very hot here. And that stuff just is so stinky. I don't know. And see, it's such a poor example for this community that it had a collective idea to just keep it fenceless and dirtless and some trails open. And we were really adamant about, well, living in intention here to keep it clean of pollutants because we were kind of on the same page. We knew where we were. But now there's this thing that comes in that's not that all at all. It's so strange. Why? It's weird. It's like, why did you move up here? And who? Really, it's the people that had cut their trees down and paved like that. Who paid you to come up here and tatter this place with just toxic fucking chemical waste? Because that does create heat. And now think of this. It's like, yeah, okay, so you guys are really cheap. With all of that money, you could have tried to just put a garden up and try to get gung ho with the fucking garden club up here. Is there a garden club? I don't know. I want to make it a microcosmatic climatic thing where it's like, well, who's the people in your neighborhood? And that's why you're going to see me. I've put apples out. I've been getting free apples out. People sucked them down. I had at least 250 apples. And every one of them was, I love that they all went. And then now I'm going to put eggs out. I'm going to put them on ice and say, get them now and test them before you put them in. You know how it goes. And they'll see. They're fucking perfectly good, wonderful eggs. Sometimes you'll run into but not all the time, but you know how it is. You got to watch yourself, right? I don't know. I get into that too much, but see, when you get into it a little bit, a narcissist will take it for town. One little bad egg, and they'll be like, oh, and it's like, you guys don't have a good mind. You guys are stupid. You keep holding on to bad memory, and now you're running from it, and you're looping from it, and you're going to come back into your room, and it's going to happen again. And why don't you just give it up? Give it all up. Just give it all away. Give it up. Stop holding on to your ideals and ideas of how it should be, and you're going to get it because it's all going to come back again. And why don't you learn how to fucking just get conscious? See, I mean, anybody in their bitchin' right mind in the neighborhood, they would try to come down and see me. They would try to get to know me and say, Shauna, would you like, I have some cleaning supplies. Do you need that? I took so many apples from you, and I took so many blah blah, and I had extra blah blah blah. Right? That's the way I love that. I've always kind of been like that. Yeah, I was like, well, let's barter. Isn't that called barter? More and more. It's like, well, I can do your yard. See, I really should. I should walk up and down my block and say, can I take care of your weeds right now? I'm going to charge you $30 an hour. But I work really quick. If you don't like what I do in an hour, stop me. Babes, I'll be done in most of these yards in an hour. Really, I should be charging 35 because I use gas and string and stuff. I move really quick. I don't fuck around. I just see a lot of people are like, oh yeah, $35. I'm gonna really rack it up. No, I just raised the price from $25 to 35, and I'm gonna haul ass because I don't want to be there all day. Nobody does. You stupid assholes. You only need to work 3 hours a day, and then do you have a life that you can really contribute from, or did you that 3 hours a day at work that Tesla suggests? It's just a suggestion in case you forgot your ass somehow, and then you got to go over there and say, "Well, I'm sorry, I didn't have anything really that useful I'm doing, but I think I owe you guys 3 hours today." Otherwise, it's every day. Every day, you're contributing something. You're you have at least thought, and then now it's like boom, you put it on the table. Kind of like the chicken. It's like, well, wait a minute, now boom, there it is. No, of course I would love to see. I'm about maybe it's like that. I don't. I would love to just right, get $5 for it. Tell people, here's the eggs. You can't sell eggs on Facebook. So what people are doing in my community, I've noticed, they say carton for sale, egg carton for sale. Don't mind the contents inside. It's $5 for an egg carton. Some people have the fucking nerve to say, what? Some Jew, right? Or was it a Polak? I'm sorry. Jesus, is that you? Yes, honey. Don't worry, they didn't like me anyway. What do you mean? I was a Jew. The Jews killed you? I don't know. I'm sorry. Shut up. I don't even know. I'm not even really. I don't even care. But what did they come on and say? They actually asked the question, what do you mean that the carton is $5? What is this? They were really, and then so they made the person explain, well, Facebook doesn't let us, or maybe they were just doing a show for everybody. I always wanted to do that too. I think, well, come on my fucking show and let's have a conversation between each other that's real. But I don't find anybody who has a real conversation. They always want to go on PM message, and it's usually a man. And I'm like, oh, God. So I tell them, you know what? You need to get the fuck out of your head. You didn't meet anybody here. You have something in your head right now that you're fucking interacting with. And every single word I'm saying, you're gonna fucking be totally fucking disenfranchised. And eventually you're gonna cut down my character. You don't even fucking know my character. So goodbye.